Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Saturday morning. Happy Saturday morning. People of God. People of God. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm still trying to wake up. I'd like to greet you in the name of the Lord. And I have a direct word. And what I want to do, I want to talk about a certain symptom of a certain condition. I want to talk about a certain condition, a symptom concerning a certain condition, and I want to talk about some people. This is not for everybody, but this is many people. This particular symptom, this particular condition, this particular state of mind that you're in, and so I want to highlight and I want to talk to you in that place, and I want to let you know what God says concerning where you are. And it's interesting because there's many of God's people, it's like they're in prison. They're trapped. They're trapped some kind of way. It's almost like, you think about it even with Jezebel. The Bible says that even with Jezebel was after the prophets, and what she would do, she would lure them with her, with her beauty and with her perfumes and all that. And then what she would do, she would capture them. And so basically they would be in prison. And this is kind of what I see. It's a prison. And this kind of prison is, and the thing about it you need to realize is that a Jezebel spirit is not just in a woman, but it's a spirit. That spirit can transfer to anybody, and it could be in a guy. And the basis of that spirit is control. It's control. And what it is this right here. It's like your will is violated. And so this is kind of what I want to talk about. In a way, it's called spiritual violation. And if I could say and talk about a spiritual violation, in other words, to be violated is something to be done against your will. Something happened to you, or someone did something, or they done something without your approval. And so you're violated. It's like as an example, being raped. When you become raped or taken advantage of, what happens once that happens, anytime someone touches you, there's something in you that panics. There's something in you that cringes. There's something in you that draws up. And see, this is where many of you are feeling, especially when it comes to spiritual matters. See, because you've been violated, your trust, people that you looked up to in a certain way, they surprise you, and they done something that you didn't agree with. They done something that you didn't like, and they forced themselves on you. The thing about it, when someone violates you, they force themselves on you. They force their will on you against your will. And then what happens after everything has transpired, then you got to be there to pick up the pieces. And so that's where many of you are at. You've been given a certain assignment, or you've been given a certain thing that you didn't ask for, that you didn't want, that you didn't desire. But you're in this situation where you need God, and you need answers, and you need direction. See, because it's like you're between a rock in a hard place. So it's like you want certain things from God. You want certain things, you want certain blessings, you want certain breakthroughs. But when you get close to certain things, it's almost like being touched. Something in you panics. Something in you shuts down, and something in you draws up. And because it draws up, you block, or that situation stops you from going toward what God has intended for you to be blessed with. And see, this also has been the assignment of the enemy, because the enemy, the thief, comes to steal, to kill, steal, and destroy. And so if he's taking stuff out of your life, if he's taking stuff from you that God has added to you, he's making you sad. If he's doing things to you that's making you feel a certain way, it ain't God. It ain't God. And see, the thing about it, when you're blessed by God, there ain't gonna be no sorrow. See, because the Bible said the blessing of the Lord maketh you rich, and they ain't gonna have no sorrow. But what looks like a blessing, but really is a curse, is gonna add sorrow. It will. And so many of you, you're in a place where you need help and you need to be free because you're worn out. You're worn out for the predicament and the condition because you have dreams. And there's certain things that you want God to fulfill, but you have to get past this one roadblock. This is a mental roadblock. The anxiety, feeling violated, feeling taken advantage of. That's how many of you feel. It's like you have a big heart. You have a big heart. You have a big heart. Beautiful heart. Wonderful heart. But people throughout your life has saw you. And they saw who you are and what you are. And the enemy used them to take advantage and took that good thing that you had. That good thing you had and take advantage of you. And so the purpose now, wherein you've always been a giver. You've given, you love to help people. But you're at a place now where you want to take, you want to give them nothing no more because you've been taken advantage of so much. You've been violated so much. You don't want to deal with nothing or no one. That's how you feel. And so at that place where you don't want to deal with nothing or no one, God is going to heal that place where you don't want to deal with nothing or no one. And see, the thing about it also, throughout your life, it's created a certain isolation. You've been isolated. And so ain't nothing wrong with being isolated as long as you're in the presence of God. See, because isolation also can bring familiar spirits. Isolation also can bring witchcraft warfare, especially if your mind is wandering and your mind is not being controlled by the word. Some of you, your mind is being turned and twisted in like a Boy Scout knot. And the more you think about certain things, the more tight your mind is. And the more confused your thoughts are. You're bound in your own thoughts. You're bound in your own emotions because you've been violated. You've been violated. Your will has been taken advantage of. Your will has been forgotten. It has. And so because of that, you're tired and you're saying enough is enough. But God heard your cry, and he did. And he's going to get in that situation. He's going to get in your heart, and he's going to move things around. Know that in your situation, how it looks now, it might look bad in that place where you get those panic attacks, but there's a prayer, there's a cry in you that wants love. There's a cry in you that wants God. There's a cry in you wants restoration. And see what it is, and see what some of you, what are you dealing with? It's like there's two things that's tugging. It's like your mind and your heart is tugging. Your mind and your heart is tugging. And see, your heart is saying yes, but your mind is saying run. And so, and in some cases, your heart is saying run and your mind is saying stay. And so at that place, God has to get in the center of that. And he has to become your guidance. He has to. And so at this place, God heard your cry. He heard your cry, and he's going to deliver you. And so, but what you have to do is to refrain from how you feel and how you're thinking. Refrain from, because it's a stronghold, but also it's a cycle. God want to break that cycle. Say, God, deliver me from that cycle. God, deliver me from that mindset. God, deliver me from how I feel. Deliver me, God. And he will. I told you, as God has been saying, your deliverance, your key is in your mouth. It's in your mouth. Your faith activated through your words. Good morning. God bless you.